He sat motionless, eyes on the card, while a tiny device in his shirt transmitted every move to a van outside. Within seconds, a voice whispered the winning bet. You won't believe how a $100 gadget let him win every hand without anyone ever noticing. The real trick wasn't in the gadget, but more in who used it. It looked like a cheap novelty spy cam, something you'd expect from a prank website. But it was real. You could buy one on Amazon for less than $100. Tran Organization, it became a weapon. They embedded these mini cams into clothing, ties, sleeves, and even handbags. When the dealers started dealing baccarat cards, the camera captured every single move. The footage was streamed live to an accomplice waiting patiently within the vicinity, but far from the security's view. It was quiet, fast, and it was deadly accurate. The Tran Organization wasn't some underground gang. It was a tight, family-run syndicate. Over 40 members worked in rotating teams, hitting casinos across the U.S. with military precision. And the best part? All were playing the long game. They weren't counting cards, they were counting on never being seen. And to pull this off nationwide, they needed perfect coordination every time. This wasn't luck or chance. This was pure orchestration. The Tran family turned cheating into an art form. Led by Van Thu Tran, her husband, and a tight inner circle, the crew they assembled was a network of trusted relatives, friends, and paid players. These weren't career criminals. In fact, many were ordinary people that were just trained with precision, flown out on rotation, and assigned specific roles. 2 to 4 members would enter a casino, never together. They'd sit at separate tables, often at different times so as to blend into the crowd. But behind the scenes, everything was timed. One player would activate the hidden button cam, and the analyst, watching remotely, would run calculations and relay discrete clues, like when to bet, how much, and where. In 2006, they hit Pechanga Casino for $868,000 in a single night. No alarms or accusations, just cold execution. And just like that, they were gone, on a flight to the next city with different faces, the same gadgets, and the same strategy. They were doing more than just beating casinos. They were staying 10 steps ahead of them too. But the scariest part? Casinos didn't even realize they were helping them. What made this con so terrifying was its simplicity. They didn't hack casino software or bribe dealers. Instead, they studied patterns and used the casino's own routines as the weakness. In baccarat, once the cards are shuffled, they're placed into a shoe and dealt in a set sequence. Most dealers follow a fixed shuffle routine, same number of cuts, same actions every time. Once recorded, that sequence could be decoded. The button camera quietly captured the first few rounds. The feed was sent instantly to a nearby hotel room or surveillance van. The analyst, trained in shuffle tracking, ran the footage through software that reverse-engineered the deck order. Within moments, they had the whole game laid out, card by card. Then came the cue. It would be a subtle word in the earpiece, or a signal like crossing arms or adjusting chips. The player would place a massive bet, knowing with certainty who would win. Because of that, they didn't need luck. They had a blueprint, and every casino they hit kept using the same shuffle. But what if the perfect crime didn't even look like one? From 2002 to 2007, the Tran Organization scammed over $7 million from casinos across North America. That includes Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, Foxwoods in Mashantucket, Pechanga in California, and more. Some nights they'd walk away with 6 figures in a matter of hours. And they never raised suspicion, mainly because they weren't cocky. No one flaunted cash or acted flashy. Instead, they played it cool with calculated bets, calm reactions, poker faces. Pit bosses watching the tables saw nothing strange. Security rewatched hours of footage and found no collusion, no dealer handoffs, no chip manipulation. There were no telltale signals like cheats slipping cards or obvious tech flashes. The button cam never blinked and the players never looked surprised. And the wildest part yet, was that the casinos didn't realize they were being outwatched by their own cameras. The team recorded everything just like the casinos did. But while the security tapes sat in storage, the Tran family used theirs in real time. It was a perfect mirror in which only one side knew what to look for. If you're into real-life casino cons, secret tech, and big money drama, hit that subscribe button because we have got so much more to uncover. Now, let's get back to how it all came crashing down. Because in a world built on odds, patterns are more than everything. They're deadly too. You see, it wasn't really a gadget that got them caught, but it was more a rhythm. Casino surveillance teams finally noticed the same strange pattern of players placing massive bets only after a delay and always after the second card. That's not how normal players ever behaved. In baccarat, all the confident bettors would usually wager right away. And these players waited every single time. And on top of that, when they did bet, they won far too often. And that was the pattern that raised eyebrows. Then came the moment that revealed everything. A sharp-eyed dealer in Connecticut spotted something strange like a tiny earpiece tucked behind a player's ear. He reported it immediately, and the very next moment casino security started watching every moment closely. Within the next few weeks, the FBI was involved as wiretaps began, and what they uncovered was staggering. The scam was bigger than anyone thought, with coordinated teams, encrypted messages, tech couriers, and hotel command centers. The genius was in every flight being booked with cash, every team being rotated, and every camera repurposed every single time. By 2009, the FBI had enough. Van Thu Tran and multiple members of her family were indicted for racketeering and conspiracy. She pled guilty in 2011. Some relatives received years in federal prison. The final number of arrests? Over 40. Their technology? Primitive by today's standards, but still terrifying in its effectiveness. And one of the most shocking things of all was that those same spy cameras, they're still for sale online. But what they found next was even more outrageous. After the arrests, the aftershocks began. Federal agents obviously raided homes, seized laptops, and traced bank accounts. What they found wasn't just money, but a whole lifestyle built on deception. One apartment in San Diego had $500,000 stuffed in kitchen drawers. Another stash of cash, neatly vacuum-sealed, was hidden inside a child's toy chest. Investigators discovered luxury cars bought under fake names. There was a brand new Bentley and a Range Rover registered to a fake LLC. Multiple condos across California, some of them purchased in all cash with no mortgage or any paper trail. Just straight-up casino winnings turned real estate. But the most unbelievable part? Some of it was still in chips that were locked away in safes. High-denomination casino chips worth thousands, either forgotten or saved for another run. In Las Vegas, surveillance caught one lower-level member trying to cash out chips months after the bust, looking calm and smiling, like nothing had ever happened. And the ringleaders? They sent money overseas, wired payments to accounts in Vietnam and the Philippines. Authorities believe millions may still be unrecovered, sitting in offshore banks or quietly reinvested into businesses we walk past every day. This theft was a full-blown underground economy, and it clearly didn't die when the scam ended. It just scattered into cars, condos, and countries far out of reach. Would you take the risk for one perfect score like this?